I'm going to settle this once and for all because first Jay said it, now Anthony's saying it, calling Amber's character a Jezebel. See, there's a difference between Christianology and biblicology. Huge difference. So we're going to address the sins that Jezebel was charged with biblically, not Christianly. Huge difference. Huge. Okay, so in the Bible, not in the Christian ideology, in the Bible, Queen Jezebel is charged with the sins of idolatry, murder, and false accusations. Those are 3 sins. Let me say it again very slow. Idolatry, say it with me. Idolatry, murder, and false accusations. Where did you hear adultery? Now, yes, granted, adultery and idolatry sounds very similar when you slow of hearing. There's a huge difference. Adultery and idolatry means 2 different things. Adultery is dealing with affairs of sleeping and involving yourself with more than one. Idolatry is dealing with idol worshiping, which is what Jezebel was charged with, not adultery. Huge difference. Let's get to it even more. As a foreign queen, she led the nation away from God, not from sex. So let me say it again for the slow ones. As a foreign queen, she led the nation away from God by promoting the worship of false gods and silencing the Lord's prophets. Not the Lord dildos and the Lord roses. Because y'all like to sexualize Jezebel so bad. The key sins that Jezebel was charged with. Let me say it again. Idolatry, murder, and false accusations. So let's break down what those 3 words mean. Not only that, I'm going to give y'all a bonus word called spiritual adultery, since y'all love adultery so much. So let's start with idolatry. She actively promoted the worship of pagan gods like Baal and Asherah. Now, I ain't good with pronouncing names, so I might not pronounce that name correctly, and I'm not going to try to mispronounce it again. Just look it up on your own terms. Leading many Israelites away to abandon their faith. So let me read that again. Idolatry. Jezebel actively promoted the worship of pagan gods like Baal and Asherah, leading many Israelites to abandon their faith. Not abandon sex, faith. The second sin that Jezebel was charged with, let's do a breakdown on that one. Murder and forgery. To take possession of a citizen's vineyard, Jezebel wrote fraudulent letters in King I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I'm going to try it anyway. Ahab, whatever his name is. That was her husband. So she wrote fraudulent letters in his name and framed the innocent owner, Naboth. And I don't know if I'm pronouncing that name right. But anyway, I tried. Y'all can't say I didn't try. And had him executed. So let me read that part again. She framed the innocent owner, as in Jezebel, framed an innocent owner by the name of Naboth, and had him executed. That was the second sin. The third sin, persecuting prophets. Jezebel was aggressive in trying to kill the prophets of God, including Elijah. Now, that was pronounced in Hebrew. In the original language, his name is not pronounced Elijah, but that's another story for another time. Where in scripture does it say anything about Jezebel busting it open? Because y'all like to sexualize these characters in the skits and then say Jezebel, Jezebel. She was not charged sexually for anything sexually related. But when you illiterate, you don't know that because you are in Christianity. Oh my goodness, in Christianity ideology. You're not biblically inclined, biblically intuned, and it shows. Anywho, spiritual adultery, because y'all love the word adultery. Y'all love that word. Y'all get it mixed up with the word idolatry. You get adultery mixed up with idolatry. So let's look up spiritual adultery. Book of Revelations. Have you heard of that book? In the New Testament, the name is used symbolically, leading God's people astray into spiritual unfaithfulness and false teachings. That is how Jezebel's spirit will look today. Notice it did not say it would lead you to sexual addictions. That was not the sin Jezebel was charged with at all. So, can anybody in a right mind please tell me otherwise? Look it up on your own terms. You know what? If one more person called Amber a Jezebel spirit, the only character in this case that come close to that is J Diva, Jocelyn character, because J Diva the only one that got bodies. The only one that, well, I won't say the only one. Jezebel spirit was definitely a murderer. And so is Jocelyn character J Diva. That's one of the only characters that comes close. And false accusations, throw Dominique in there. Name one instance of Amber character getting somebody offed, giving somebody a birthday party. I'll wait. Let me know in the comments. I tell ya.